Are you on live now?
Yep, I am.
Oh,
Thank you, baby. Well, hey everybody, welcome to Big Jims Blogcast Live. Anyways, let me give me right here. Okay, so anyways, all right, so post, there we go. Anyways, welcome, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 8.0, episode 337, it is Sunday, March 15th, 2026. I'm Jim. This is Big Jim Blogcast Live. Welcome to version 8.0 2026 edition. This is episode 337. Hello out there. I'm fine. Vicky, how are you? Big Jim Blog, for those of you who are new here, Big Jim Blogcast Live airs on Sunday nights on Facebook with the occasional Friday, 1 o'clock Wednesdays. Big Jim Blogcast Live is in its eighth year. We debuted back in 2019. But before we get to that, I'm going to have a disclaimer here. I may say a few bad, dirty words like shit, damn, screw, fuck. Deal with that. Go to your safe space. Get a Kleenex. Heidi, I see you're watching. There you go. All right. So now that that's out of the way, now on to Big Jim Blogcast Live. We have craft beer reviews. We've done over 250 of them with a cigar, spirit, rum, whiskey. Tonight's craft beer, accompanied by Crown Royal, and also a good Habana Cuban. We've got our craft beer for tonight. We've got Beastmaster Coffee Stout by the River Run Brewery right here in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Trying these beers for the very first time. But, expect more. Hang on a sec here. All right. Anyways, we talk about expect more like classic movies, classic TV, classic pro wrestling, classic rock, classic sci-fi, classic legacy albums, local events, bongos, countdowns, birthdays, shout-outs to our friends, along with my sidekick Cactus Jack here. Also this week in Van Halen history. All right, yeah. Okay. Yeah, along with the buzzwords here are retro, vintage, classic, nostalgia, and yesteryear. Politics and religion are off limits. They're a no-no. We're going back to the year 1982. Well, for most of this broadcast, we'll be going back to 1982. So, yeah. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Tune in, turn on, enjoy the show. Like I said, like us, share, subscribe to us, and I will be coming at you with this a couple of times, few times tonight. Big Jims Blogcast Live is not spam. The audio version goes out later on on most of these on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all these audio listening platforms. There's your podcast to, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at YouTube.com. I'll give shouts out right now to the people watching, all you watching in the Port Elgin groups. Sarnia rocks. Michelle, you guys rock. All the pop culture, retro, classic, vintage, nostalgia, yesteryear groups. All the Van Halen, hard rock, heavy metal, classic rock, Kiss groups, craft beer, cigars, sci-fi, Star Trek, Star Wars, pro wrestling, blog and vlog, classic TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Rubik's, and Dallas Cowboy groups. So, all right, cheers, everyone. All right, so, all right. So, anyways, yeah, like I said, boom, bam. All right, bongo solo there. Like I said, for my intro, for my disclaimer, I'm going to say, like I said, few bad, dirty words tonight. If those words like happen to slip out, oh well, shit, damn, screw, fuck, then go to your safe space and get a Kleenex. So, anyways, yeah, tonight, like I said, we'll do our craft beer review. We got birthday shout-outs going. We got countdowns, local events. We are going to talk about. Like most of this broadcast is traveling back to the year 1982. So, right here. All right, where is it? There we go. 1982. We'll go over the careers and tributes and salutes to late actress Jennifer Runyon, the late actor John Belushi. We'll talk about Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Tales of the Gold Monkey, pro wrestler Randy Hogan, that classic Cowboy-Alan Veingrad, our rock star plane crashes, Randy Rhoads, our classic album, Creatures of the Night, Kiss, and also this week in Van Halen history. And so, anyways, all right, well, let's get this down. Now, tonight, all right, I've got like a good, all right, my craft beer reviews. So, anyways, where to start? Tonight's craft beer is called Beastmaster Coffee Stout. This is the can. It is by River Run Brewery in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. I got one of their glasses here, but before I do that, like I said, I'm trying this beer for the very first time tonight. Anyways, I will I do give it a rating from 1 out of 10. I will go over my from 1, yeah, there you go. You get the gist of it there. So, anyways, my craft beer review. There we go. My beer rating system: 10 to 1. 10 being outstanding, awesome, excellent, very good, average, above average, average, below average, not very good, terrible, and awful. And we want it to land up in the 6 to 10. So anyways, here we go. Oh, and before we do that, before I start rating this beer, open it, I want to tell you about your Ontario Craft Beer Guide. Now this little baby, it's 3 years old, but still, it's volume 6, issue 1 from 2020, 2023. You can still find these at your local liquor store or your craft brewery. It all right. Yeah, it tells you all about your up-to-date craft breweries in Ontario and where they are. So pick this up at your craft brewery or LCBO for $3. So there we go. All right. Yeah. All right. So here we go. All right. So it is Beastmaster Coffee Stout. Oh, look at that. Look at that pour. All right. Got a bit of a head foam on it. So anyways, look how thick that is. But anyways, we will... Hold on here a sec. Accompanying it is a Habana, Hoyam, Ontario cigar right there. And we've got like Crown Royal. So, yeah. All right, so we'll just finish topping this up here. Now, I'm trying this beer for the very first time tonight. This is Beastmaster Coffee Spout by River Run Brewery in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. All right. Okay, wait a minute. I need to do some more sharing here. Okay. So, all right. Okay, there we go. Anyways. Okay. All right, sharing it to a few more places. But anyways, yes, I'm like I said. All right. Well, it's definitely got that. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. There's the thickness, texture of it. It's malty. Ingredients: hop, yeast, barley, coffee, malted water, and malted yeast. Shit. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, well, yeah. It's definitely, you can definitely taste the coffee in there. Let me check out a few notifications here. Yeah, you can definitely taste the coffee in this. It's like, all right. All right. Now, I do give this a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. So if you've been following the blogcast, here's what I do. I give it a rating at the end of the show. It's got to grow on me. At the end of the blogcast, it's got to grow on me. I do give it a rating from 1 out of 10. And if you want to like throw in a number there between 1 and 10, see if it matches up with mine later on, feel free to do so if you're here and still sticking around. So, all right. Okay. Good. Tastes good so far. All right. So, anyways, okay. All right. So, yeah, it's definitely got that coffee taste, people. I'm just gonna like set this back here. I don't see whether it's a spring, summer, or fall beer. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna like let you know during the blogcast here. For those of you who have been asking, okay, yeah, I'll just set this back here for now. Bam. All right. Boom. All right. Okay. All right. This is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 8.0, episode 337, Sunday, March 15th, 2026. All right. And, yeah. So, anyways, let's get to some birthday shout-outs here. So, anywho. All right. So. All right. All right. So, for happy birthday shout-outs from March 9th to the 15th right up until today. Steve Kiernan, Mary Beth Arvide, Beverly Susanna Eichler, Shannon Sheriff, Jennifer Valcourt, Brittany Lucas, Carrie Race. Happy birthday, everybody. Okay. Steve Kernan, Mary Beth Arvide, Beverly Susanna Eichler, Shannon Sheriff, Jennifer Valcourt, Brittany Lucas, and Carrie Race. Happy birthday, everybody, from Big Jims Blogcast Live and Cactus Jack. All right. All right. Anything else you want to add? Big Jims Blogcast Live? All right. So there we go. All right. And you know what? People, when I do these craft beer reviews, I don't go, well, it's a very exquisite, highbrow, high-tasting craft beer. It's like, no, I don't use those fancy terms and language. I just go with my gut with what's in here. So, yeah. We'll put it back right there. All right. As we got, and happy birthday shout-outs go to Steve Kiernan, Mary Beth Arvide, Beverly Susanna Eichler, Shannon Sheriff, Jennifer Valcourt, Brittany Lucas, and Carrie Race. All right. No. All right. So, anyways, yeah, I could give all the likes in the world there. Yeah, happy birthday, everybody, from Big Jims Blogcast Live, and I hope it was a good birthday. So, as we get in we should get us some countdowns first here. All right. Okay. As we go back, as we explore the year 1982. All right. So, anyways, we've got our countdowns here. Canada Day, 108 days away. Spring, 6 days away. Summer, 98 days away. Well, Larry, how you doing, buddy? Fuck. Yeah, Mother's Day, 56 days away. St. Patrick's Day. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on here. St. Patrick's Day, it is 2 days away. Good Friday long weekend, 19 days away. And Victoria Day long weekend is 71 days away. All right, so there we go. Yeah, all right, make sure you know that. Like, yeah, St. Patrick's Day is only a couple of days away there. So, all right. Okay, so anyways, yeah, this is, all right, people. All right, as we get to, boom. All right, this ain't too loud for you, is it, out there in Blogcast land? But anyways, yeah, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 8.0, episode 337, Sunday, March 15th, 2026. Let's get to some local events here. In and around Sarnia, Ontario, The Hypnotist, Saturday, March 21st, 2026, 8 p.m., Sarnia Library Theatre, 124 Christina Street. Tickets, ticketscene.ca. Here's a treat for all you psychic fans. Galaxy Sarnia, Crystal Psychic and Crystal Fair, Friday, April 3rd, 2026 to April 5th, 2026. Village Inn, 751 Christina Street, Sarnia. Tickets $10 all weekend. Tickets at eventbrite.ca. There's going to be astrologers, palm readers, mediums, psychics, anything to do with the occult. And if you like poutine, this is even better. Sarnia Poutine Feast, Thursday, May 28th, 2026 to May 31st. Centennial Park in Sarnia. I think the wife and I are going to go to that, most definitely. Give it a like, Heidi, if you like it. So, anyways, my wife is around here somewhere. She will not. She's here. Sarnia Pop Culture Show, Sunday, April 19th, 2026, 10 a.m., Sarnia Memorial Arena, 210 Monk Street. Comics, cosplay, games, toys, maybe some celebrity guests. Tickets $10 there. The guys from Future Pastimes put it on, and you can't go wrong with that. Always a good time. I remember when, like a couple of years ago, 2019, actually the Sarnia Pop Culture Show, the Brooklyn Brawler was there. We posed for pictures. Nice guy, friend of the Blogcast. Pinery Market opening Sunday, May 3rd, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. 10163 Lakeshore Road in Grand Bend. Over 250 vendors. Live music, $2 admission. 2026 Dog Festival, Dogs Gone Country, Saturday, June 20th, 10 a.m., 2437 Michigan Line, Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Hosted by the Sarnia District Humane Society. Lambton Film and Food Festival, Thursday, May 28th, 6 p.m., 24 King Street, Forest, Ontario, Canada. Food, art, music. They're going to show like lots of films there. Cruise in the Park 2026, Sunday, June 28th, 8 p.m. till 2 p.m. Canaterra Park, Lake Chippewa. It is by Sarnia Street Machines. Punk Rock Picnic, Saturday, June 20th, 2026, 3 p.m. till 9 p.m. at the Canaterra Band Shell, 1200 Lake Chippewa Drive. Tickets, Revelry.com. Bands to be announced. Sarnia Record Show, Sunday, March 29th, 11 a.m. Sarnia Legion, 286 Front Street, North Sarnia. Every record, from metal, country, pop, $2 a donation to get in. So there you go. We've got local events here. So boom. All right. Bam. Okay. So. All right, people. Anyways, yeah. And if you ever want to call up the hotline, the Blogcast, the hotline is 1-800-867-5309. Call me on your rotary phone right here, your cell, 1-800-867-5309. You won't get a recording. You'll just get me live. How's the Blogcast going, Jim? How's that beer going down? So, anyways, remember, toll free, live, 1-800-867-5309. So, there we are. All right. Tonight's craft beer, and I've got a good cigar going on with it. Got a good combo going with it. So, Habana, Hoya de Montero Habana. All right. I've got that going on with it, plus Crown Royal. Crown Royal whiskey. Cheers, everyone. Tonight. And also, the craft beer for tonight, I'm going to top it up. It is called Beastmaster Coffee Stout by the River Run Brewery in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. I'm just going to top that up. I'm trying this beer for the very first time tonight. Now, it's a cool artwork. The artwork, it's like label designed by Seventh Rain Design. It's a local Sarnia-based artist. For more info, call 7thrain.com. Sorry, I don't have the email address. Google, call River Run Brewery and ask them. But yeah, I'm trying this beer for the very first time tonight, and Okay. So, you can taste the coffee in it. I mean, it's just coffee and beer. I don't know. It has to grow on me all through the Blogcast. All right. Yeah. So whether it's a spring, summer, or fall beer, but definitely I'm going to start this out as like a fall beer. So, and there is the malted coffee taste to it. It's the aftertaste to it. You can definitely taste that. I recommend this for the breakfast blend. All right. So we'll just place this back here. What do we got? All right. Okay. This is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 8.0, episode 337, Sunday, March 15th, 2026. All right. Now, as we get tribute to a couple of entertainers here. First, we have Mr. John Belushi. We're time traveling back to 1982. Of course, Mr. Belushi here, John Belushi, Bees, born January 24th, 1949, Chicago, Illinois, to Agnes and Adam Belushi. Two brothers, Billy and Jim, and sister Sarnia. Narnia. Attends Wheaton Central High School, where he meets his future wife, Judy Jacqueline. Stints out at Second City and National Lampoon. Joined Saturday Night Live in 1975. His best characters were the Bee. Let's see, what else? The Samurai. Bluto in Animal House. Imitating Joe Cocker. And here he is in the Blues Brothers. But yeah, I think this was his best, all right. The Samurai. So, and Captain James T. Kirk, Joliet Jake of the Blues Brothers, Joe Cocker, the Greek guy, Pete, Hamburger. He started as a regular. His last Saturday Night Live show as a regular was May 26, 1979, as he and Dan Aykroyd left SNL to make movies. He made 6 full-length films. 1978's Animal House as John Blutarski. Going South as Deputy Hector. 1979 Old Boyfriends. 1941 Will Bolesco. 1980 The Blues Brothers as Jake Joliet Blues. Continental Divide in 1981 as Ernie Suchek. And Neighbors. Here's his last film in 1981, Neighbors. He's playing Earl Creasy. He plays against type, but Dan Aykroyd. And unfortunately, he passes away March 5th, 1982, at the Chateau Marmont Hotel of a drug overdose. Unfortunately, and I did post several of his interviews and characters from Saturday Night Live. I did post the last interview of his life. Look for it. And it's I posted on my Blogcast page and my regular pages. So, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, boom. Of course, the best film for me was Animal House and the Blues Brothers. And yeah, my favorite characters of his were on Saturday Night Live were Phil the Hamburger Guy, Dunkin' Donuts. That's John Belushi in the spoof commercial Dunkin' Donuts. It's unfortunately it was 44 years ago this month that Mr. John Belushi passed away. Cheers to you, Mr. Belushi, wherever you are right now. All right. And and also I wouldn't call her a legendary character actress. There's also a legendary character actress here. All right. What you're hearing in the background is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. I've got the movie on right now. But anyways, we had a legendary character actress pass away just a few weeks ago. Her name is Jennifer Runyon. Now, she wasn't a major... She was a working character, TV and movie character actress. Now, Jennifer Victoria Runyon, she was born April 1st, 1960. Born in Chicago, Illinois, daughter of disc jockey Jim Runyon. Now, her and her family moved to Los Angeles when she was just 14. Began her career in 1980, film debut To All a Good Night, slasher film. She was cast in Another World from March 81 to February 83 in a supporting role, Sally Francis. She appears in Six Pack. In the movie, she's appeared in Six Pack with Kenny Rogers, Up the Creek with Tim Matheson, Ghostbusters. Actually, this is her in Ghostbusters right now. If you remember the scene with Peter Venkman doing that, the X's and O's thing, and he shocks the other guy. So that's her. And this is her, too. So, yeah. Falcon and the Snowman, A Very Brady Christmas. She played Cindy Olsen when she played Cindy Brady in the 1988 movie A Very Brady Christmas. Till Death Do Us Part, Terror Tales, TV career, Another World, The Fall Guy, Boone, Charles in Charge, Magnum P.I., Who's the Boss, The Highwaymen, Dear John, Valine, Quantum Leap, Murder, She Wrote, Becker, Beverly Hills 90210, Vinny and Bobby. March 9th, 1991, she married actor Ton German, and they have one son and daughter. As of 2015, in 2015, she retired and worked as a teacher and a co-host in her own cooking podcast. Unfortunately, Miss Runyon, there she is right there. Unfortunately, she passed away Friday, March 6, 2026, at the age of 65 from cancer. And also, we'll have 10 gong salutes to Jennifer Runyon and John Belushi at the end of the blogcast there. So, yeah, cheers to you, Miss Runyon, wherever you are. All right. So, yeah, okay. We got that out of the way. This is Big Jim Blogcast Live, version 8.0, episode 337, Sunday, March 15th, 2026. My craft beer for tonight, accompanied by a Habana Hoya, Epicure. Good one. It's accompanied by our Crown Royal. All right. And our craft beer for tonight, it is Beastmaster Coffee Stout. Here's the can. There it is. It is by the River Run Brewery right here in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. They're just down the street from me. So yeah, I'm trying this beer for the very first time tonight. All right, so it's not what I expected. So, anyways, it definitely does taste like coffee. So, and it definitely does get your attention. I haven't. It's got to grow on me all through the blogcast for me to get a read on it. But right now, I'm seeing it as like a fall beer. I'm seeing it as a fall entry to wintertime beer. Okay. Yeah. All right. It definitely, I think this is probably a good mid-morning, like 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. beer. So, but I will place this back here for now. And definitely, let's get back to that. So, all right, boom. All right. You are watching Big Jim Blogcast Live, version 8.0, episode 337, where we are traveling back to the year 1982. All right. So, all right, I've got the movie on. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. All right. Released June 4th, 1982 by Paramount. Let's see here. Okay. So, all right. We got to... Okay. So anyways, yeah. Most of the cast returns for Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. We've got Ricardo Montalban as Noonien as Khan. And we've got Kirstie Alley as Saavik, the late Kirstie Alley. So anyways, all right. So Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Its budget was $12 million at the time. Its box office was $97 million. Did good box office. Of course, you got the cast: William Shatner as Captain Admiral Kirk, Bibi Besh as Carol Marcus, Merritt Buttrick. Okay. Oh yeah, we can't forget him. Merritt Buttrick is David Marcus. Leonard Nimoy as Spock. Paul Winfield as Captain Terrell. DeForest Kelly as Leonard McCoy. James Doohan as Montgomery Scott. Walter Koenig as Chekhov. Nichelle Nichols as Uhura. Of course, yeah, Kirstie Alley as Savick, Ricardo Montalban as Khan, Nooney, and Singh. So, yes, the plot of. All right. So, plot premise. This was based, basically trivia here. This was based on a 1966, 69. Trekkies, okay, don't jump down my throat for this, but this was like an episode of the original Star Trek called Space Seed. So it was based on that. I just still can't remember the year. So in 2285, Admiral Kirk, Admiral Kirk oversees the Kobayashi Maru simulator. It's a no-win scenario designed to test Starfleet officers. So for those of you who know, for you Trekkies who know what the Kobayashi Maru is, I don't have to explain it. The Starship Reliant now is on a mission to search for a lifeless planet to test the Genesis project. Genesis is designed to bring life to new worlds, to dead planets. Captain Terrell and First Officer Chekhov being to SETI Alpha 5, but they are captured by Khan, where is Admiral Kirk? Where is... Yeah. Admiral Kirk. Admiral. But yeah, they beam down to SETI Alpha 5, but they're captured by Singh and his gang. They hijacked the Reliant. They explained to Chekhov that SETI Alpha 5 or SETI Alpha 6 exploded, leaving SETI Alpha 5 at whack throwing it out of orbit, leaving the planet's atmosphere and all that out of whack, and they had to adapt and survive. They turned the plant, turning the plant into a desert wasteland. Khan implants Captain Terrell and Chekhov with the mind control eel. Uses them to capture the Reliant. They attack the space station Regular 1. Khan is after the Genesis project that's being developed. Kirk takes over the Enterprise takes the Enterprise to Reliant to Regular 1 after receiving an SOS call en route. The Enterprise is ambushed by Reliant. Khan offers to spare Kirk's crew if they give up Genesis. The crew beam to the station. They find Carol, Marcus, Terrell, and Chekhov alive. Khan orders Terrell and Chekhov to kill Kirk, but he can't. They off themselves. Chekhov can't. So, anyways, basically, they go into a nebula, and the Enterprise and Reliant try and search each other out. The Reliant the Enterprise cripples the Reliant with a few lucky shots. But the Reliant, Khan wants to Khan is going to explode the ship with the Genesis project with it, taking the Enterprise. So they, at the last minute, basically spoiler alert here, the Enterprise, Scotty works his magic, and the Enterprise blasts out of there. But Spock is at the Spock has a hand in the Enterprise. He's at the photon torpedoes. He dies. Kirk and the crew, they get into warp speed just in time, but at what cost? Because Spock was down in the engine room, and he was working. He was on that exchange, in the radioactive area. I don't know what it is, but he saves the day, but he dies, and Kirk and crew have a space burial for him. So one of the highlights of this movie. All right, so there's Khan and his crew right there. And so Merrick Buttrick is David Marcus, Kirk's son. Yes, so there we are. So there's Kirstie Alley as Savick. My favorite scenes from this movie. Here's a scene right here. So Joaquin, that is, oh God, that is character actor. That's another character actor. Judson Scott, as Jokum, Khan's henchman, goes, well, you know, we have a ship. We have a Reliant. We can go anywhere in the universe. Why do we have to chase down Kirk? And Khan explains to him, oh, he tasks me. I'll chase him around the moons of Nebula everywhere until I get him. And so, but that proves to be a bad idea. And so, and here's like Shatner's one of his finest moments after Captain Terrell kills himself with like the phaser, and Chekhov's the eel comes out of Chekhov's ear. Khan, face me. So, yeah. Anyways, I posted. Excuse me. So, Ricardo Montalban was in his second season of Fantasy Island. So, all right. So when he did this, I mean, yeah, I think he was in his in his fourth or fifth season of Fantasy Island. So there, and that's his own chest plate. That's not Hollywood makeup. He's like he was an avid workout guy, and he did chest presses relentlessly to look good for this movie. So, all right. And yes, there's and there's one more shot of Judson Scott as Joaquin, Khan's henchman. And yeah, Khan. And one of my favorite scenes from this movie also was when Chekhov and Terrell were captured, and Terrell goes, "Well, I don't know where Admiral Kirk is," and that took Khan by surprise. It's like, Admiral Kirk. Where would I find Admiral Kirk? And he's just so disgusted with his promotion all those years while Khan and his crew remain on the SETI Alpha planet. So, and I did post scenes from we've got The Wrath of Khan. There's special features on this disc, a tribute to Ricardo Montalban, collecting Star Trek's movie relics, commentary by director Nicholas Meyer. So yeah, pick it up as Kirk, Admiral Kirk. Well, yeah. So, all right. And so like I said, I did post several scenes from the movie and interviews on my blogcast page and my Facebook page. So look for it. All right. So yeah, holy shit, that's a lot of talking. Wow. All right. So, anyways. All right. So now, the scene in the movie, McCoy, Spock, and Kirk are in Kirk's quarters debating on the whole ethics of Genesis and using it on a dead planet. But what if they use it on a live planet? What happens then? Really, Doctor? Your passions will, well, whatever. If you're a Trekkie, you'll know. So, yeah. So, I've got, so tonight's craft beer, accompanied by, Hoya Montero Habana cigar. Accompanied by Crown Royal. Tonight's craft beer, and I've got a fresh. It is called Beastmaster Coffee Stout. As we travel back to the year 1982 for the majority of the blogcast, and I'm just going to top this up. I am trying this beer for the very first time tonight, and I do have their glass River Run Brew. All right. So, anyways, just top that up. The head on it, wait, that goes down. So, all right, it's growing on me. It's got to grow on me. This is by the River Run Brewery in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. And like I said, I do give it a rating out of 10 later on the blogcast. So if you're still here and sticking around, you want to throw in a number, see if it matches up with mine, feel free to do so. So, anyways, it's got that very coffee, malty aftertaste to it. So, it's very surprising. So, And that stays with you all through the blogcast. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna start this off as being a fall beer. Like I just and we'll go from there. I just you know, I think you'd pair it with cinnamon or something like that. Real, but I'm gonna put this back here for now. All right, so we are one big happy family. Oh yeah, it is very cold in space. Kirk. All right. So, anyways, yeah, boom. All right. And if you want to call me up on the hotline tonight, 1-800-867-5309, toll free, live from your cell, your rotary phone. Hey, Jim, how's that beer working out? How's the blogcast going? There we go. So, all right. 1-800-867-5309, toll free to call. Boom. All right. Now, okay, as we get to our, like, all right, as we get to our, like, our one-hit wonder, we're going back to the 1982-83 season, television season. We've got Tales of the Gold Monkey. Now, who remembers this TV show? Okay. This aired from September 1982 to June 1983. One season, 22 episodes on ABC. This is a really cool TV show. Can you guess which movie it was like inspired by? Anyone out there? Anyone? Take a guess. At the time, it was inspired by this movie. Can you tell? Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. So, yes, it was inspired by that. So, all right. Tales of the Gold Monkey. Here's the rest of the cast. We have, all right. This is a really cool TV show. It was back when, like, so, yeah, it aired from September 82 to June 83. It was modeled after Raiders of the Lost Ark. There we go. Tales of the Gold Monkey, the complete series. You have Stephen Collins as an ex-fighter pilot, Julie McKay, Colton Heaney, Roddy McDowell, Corky the Mechanic. The premise set in 1938. Set in 1938, ex-flying Tiger pilot Jake Cutter, operator of an air cargo delivery service on a fictional island. Poracura, best friend Corky, who was a mechanic, is one-eyed Jack Russell Terrier Jack, wears an eye patch. His one interest is a government spy, Sarah White. They have their typical adventures. ABC put Tales of the Gold Monkey in the Wednesday night 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. TV slot. It opposite NBC's Real People and CBS's Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Yeah, this is like, all right, this was their competition. NBC's Real People, who remembers that TV show, and Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, which also didn't last long on CBS. So, and like I said, we're going back to the 1982-83 TV season. So, yeah. But this was like a really cool TV show. But unfortunately, the end of the season, it ranked number 69 out of 100. Not enough for a renewal by the network. It was created by Don P. Belisario, who also created Magnum PI, Airwolf, JAG, NCIS, and Quantum Leap, which is like, yeah. So if you get a chance, and if you see this like TV show in Walmart, the DVD, or see it on TV, grab it up and watch it. It's really for its time. As we know, Stephen Collins went on to Seventh Heaven, starred in Seventh Heaven, and that's the rest of, like, Roddy McDowell was like a 60s, 70s film star. So anyways, yeah. And I did post more of like the promos and the scenes from Tales of the Gold Monkey on the first season on my blogcast page and my Facebook page. So yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, fuck, I'm talking a lot here. Wow. Um, mm, mm. All right. Time to give those likes and loves. All right. There we go. Mm. All right. So, anyways, yeah. Mm. All right. Mm. My cigar, Hoya de Montero Habana. It's an Epicura #2. Accompanying that is our Crown Royal whiskey. And of course, our craft beer for tonight, it is called Beastmaster Coffee Stout by the River Run Brewery in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. They just live I just live down the street from them. I'm trying this beer for the very first time tonight. I got one of their glasses. Look at that. I'll give it a little top up. All right. All right. If you're a coffee lover, you'll love this beer. I can see this as a fall beer. It's got that aftertaste, that coffee malted aftertaste to it. Would be a good pick me up mid morning beer, like from 11 on to. You can start drinking at 11 a.m. with this beer. It'll definitely shoot you up. So. Of course, it's got to grow on me all through the blogcast. I already see this as a fall beer, and I'm trying to think of what foods to pair it with. Nothing come. Okay. I know what. Soup. Chicken soup or tomato soup. This would go good with tomato soup. All right. So yeah, it goes good with tomato soup. Like I said, I do give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. If you're still here and sticking around, feel free to throw a number between 1 and 10. I'll just place this back here. And I'm just I'm just spraying down the thing there. I don't want this plate to smell like an ashtray. So, all right. All right. So, anyways, I want to remind you guys tonight that Big Jims Blogcast Live is not spam. The audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and all these audio listening platforms. Release your podcast to, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at youtube.com. Plus, I want to give shouts out to you watching the Sarnia Port Elgin groups, Sarnia Rocks. Let's see what do we got here. So, all right. Hello, Greta May. How are you tonight? So, anyways, yeah. All right, there we go. So, anyways, yeah. I want to give shouts out to you watching the Sarnia group, Sarnia Rocks. Michelle, you guys rock. All the pop culture, retro, classic, vintage, nostalgia, yesteryear groups. All the Van Halen, Kiss, hard rock, Randy Rhoads, hair metal, classic rock groups. Oh yeah, that's another one. All right. Anyways. Wait a minute. Whoops, no. All right. Randy Rhoads, there we go. Randy Rhoads, there we go. Okay. Yeah, the Randy Rhoads groups, all the craft beer, cigars, sci-fi, Star Trek, Star Wars, pro wrestling, blog and vlog groups, classic TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Rubik's, and the Dallas Cowboys groups. Right on. So, all right. Okay. All right. And anyways, yeah. So as we get to our our pro wrestler of the night, all right. So we have his name is Randy Hogan. All right. So here's another picture of him, Randy Hogan. All right, and another picture of him. Can you guess? Can anyone take a guess out there of the two wrestlers he idolized? Of who he's of his gimmick is? Take a guess. Anybody? Anyone? Would it be Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan? Probably yes. So, all right. Okay, well, we have Mr. Hogan here, Mr. Randy Hogan. I'm trying to decide which is the best picture for him. So, all right. He debuted 1981, height 6 foot, weight 220 pounds, born in Tampa, Florida. Hulk Hogan was born in Tampa, Florida. November 26, 1962, trained by Jerry Oates and Ted Oates. Real name, Randy Mule. Early career, 1981 to 87. He debuts in 1981, competes in the NWA territories. Continental Wrestling Association, wins several titles, the Alabama Junior Heavyweight Championship, Georgia Junior Heavyweight Championship, Florida Junior Heavyweight Championship, and the NWA Heavyweight Championship title. So from 1980 to 89, February 10th, he joins Jim Crockett's Promotions NWA. The company decided to name him Randy Hogan, making him a jobber. Jobber is when you're a wrestler and you lose to the stars on purpose. So he jobs to Island Koloff, Powers of Pain. Let's see. All right, let's see if I can find. All right, he jobs to the Powers of Pain. Ivan Koloff, Rick Steiner, or Rick and Scott Steiner, if I can find them here. Yeah, Rick and Scott Steiner. All right. The Midnight Express. Let's see if I can find them here, too. All right. He also the Midnight Express. Dustin Rhoads in his final match for WCW. He jobs out to him and another tag team partner job out to the Road Warriors. Oh, jeez. They're taking on the Road Warriors. Holy shit. So, anyways. So, anyways, he joins the WWF. All right. All right. He joins from 1989. He joins the WWF. He chose his hair Hogan persona. He actually renamed himself Scott Colton. Singles jobber to Dino Bravo. He jobs to Mr. Perfect. The Ultimate Warrior. Who's he job to? He loses to the Ultimate Warrior. Bad News Brown and Ted DiBiase. He is a tag team jobber with Chris Duffy to Demolition. Yeah, this Demolition. And besides, by the way, Demolition are going into the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame. Congratulations, guys. So, all right. Akeem and Earthquake. Well, Earthquake, the natural disasters, jobs to the natural disasters. So, Power and Glory. All right. After a 2-year absence, he returns to the WWE, tags with Carl Armand to job out to the Head Shrinkers on January 10th, 1993. He joins WCW in 1994, calling himself again Randy Hogan. All right. So, I'm not sure. He actually regrows his mustache. January 22 episode of WCW Worldwide. He jobbed out to Vader. Tag teams with PJ Walker in a job match to the Nasty Boys on April 4th. WCW Worldwide. Retires from pro wrestling in the late 1990s. Now, there's several. I did post several of his matches and promos, and one interview where he says that Hulk Hogan actually gave him an opinion on his didn't like Randy Hogan at all. Didn't like neither, and reportedly Randy Savage didn't like him either, because as of 1994 they were both contracted to basically newly signed to WCW, and they didn't like this guy. So and it's surprising to me that he was kept on at WCW. Given their political power, they could have had Eric Bischoff fire him at any time. So yeah, one more time, Randy Hogan. I did post several of his matches, promos, and interviews on my blogcast page, my Facebook page. Look for it. There we go. Boom. All right. Ba, ba, ba. All right. So, Cowboys fans are going to like this. So, anyways. I've got a good. This is Big Jims Blogcast Live version 8.0, episode 337. Sunday, March 15th, 2026, and I've got a good craft beer going. It is. Oh, wait a minute. Boom. And here's the bullhorn. Fuck. Big Jims Blogcast Live. You there, clear out. Ah. All right. So, and we've got Cactus Jack for tonight. So, Big Jims Blogcast Live. Here we go. All right. All right. Okay. Boom. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. Our craft beer. Excuse me. Our craft beer for tonight, accompanied by like a Hoya Montero Habana cigar. It is accompanied. Oh, I'll just give this a little top up here. All right. We got like Crown Royal. Our craft beer for tonight, it is called Beastmaster Coffee Stout. There's the like glass right there. The texture, it's thick. To give us a little top up, I am trying this beer for the very first time tonight, and I gotta say, it's a good. It's got like that coffee aftertaste to it. It's a good pick me up for the mornings, like when you're waking up and you're like after your shower, after you've had your breakfast, 11 a.m. you can come and like sip on one of these. I see this as a fall beer for now, and it would go good with tomato soup. Seriously. So, yeah, but it's got to grow on me all through the blogcast. I do give it a rating of from 1 out of 10. And if you are still here and sticking around, you want to throw out a number between 1 and 10 and see if it matches up with mine, please feel free to do so. So I'll just place this back here for now. As we move on to our like classic cowboy, if you've ever seen like the documentary on Netflix, America's Team, the Gambler and His Cowboys, let me like bring you up to speed here. This guy right here is Bum Bright, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. This guy over here is Jerry Jones, the current owner of the Cowboys. And these three, Tom Landry, first coach, fired by Jerry Jones. Second, Jimmy Johnson, and then thirdly, Barry Switzer. And these are the only coaches to bring the Dallas Cowboys to a Super Bowl. They have 5 Super Bowl wins in 1971, 1977, 1992, 1993, and in 1995, Barry Switzer led them to their final Super Bowl win. So, yeah. Tonight's classic cowboy is Alan Veingrad. So, he was born on January 24th, 1963 in Brooklyn, New York. 6'5", weighed 277 pounds. His college career, he attends Miami High School and competes in football, being the captain as well as the All-Conference and All-American, winning All-American. College, he was drafted to East Texas A&M University for college football and was converted to an offensive lineman. 1984, he was named Lone Star All-Conference Lineman of the Year, and he received Division II All-American honors. Now, NHL, in the Pro 1985 draft, signs an undrafted free agent with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They cut him after 10 days. Houston Oilers claim him off waivers, released him before 1985. 86, he signs with the Green Bay Packers. Starts at like offensive tackle. Starter. They use him as a starter. He sits out most of 1988 with a career-threatening hip injury. 1991, signs he signs in Plan B free agency with the Dallas Cowboys as backup tackle guard to Emmitt Smith, and he helps Emmitt Smith win his first rushing title in 1991 and 92. Helps the Cowboys reach the Super Bowl in 1993 under Jimmy Johnson. Immediately following, after the Super Bowl win, playing a career 1986 NFL games, he retires. So that's Super Bowl 1993 under Jimmy Johnson. The Cowboys took on the Bills. Cowboys 52 to Bills 17. So they trounced the Buffalo Bills. And I posted more of Alan's highlights and interviews on my blogcast page and my Facebook page. There is your classic cowboy for tonight, Alan Veingrad. So there we go. All right. Bam. Oh, I'm going to tell you guys, there might be a little bit of a bathroom break. I don't know. But, boom. All right. And if you guys and if anybody wants to call me up on the hotline tonight, 1-800-867-5309, toll free on your rotary phone or your cell. It's and you'll get me live, 1-800-867-5309. Somebody's going to call that number, please. How's that beer going down? And how's the blog? We love the blogcast for tonight. Right on. So, anyways, yeah, 1-800-867-5309 is toll free. So, all right. Okay. So, yeah, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 8.0, episode 337. Sunday, March 15th, 2026. All right. So... All right. So anyways, yeah, as we travel back to 1982. All right, for most of this blogcast, 1982 was 44 years ago. So, who remembers? Okay, so anyways, we got the plane. Who remembers Mr. Randy Rhoads? All right, so anyways, where is he? Okay, yeah. All right. So, anyways, all right. All right. This is Randy Rhoads, and he was the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne. Here's the band: Rudy Sarzo, Randy Rhoads, Ozzy Osbourne, and bass and drummer Tommy Aldridge. And so, anyways, so, and here's Randy with his guitars. All right. So, yeah, and reason March 19th, in just a few days, 44 years ago, in March 1982, the plane 1955 Beechcraft Bonanza. 1995 Beechcraft Bonanza. Passengers Randy Rhoads, makeup artist Rachel Youngblood, and pilot Andrew Aycock in Leesburg, Florida. They took off on the plane. The property was owned by the Calhoun Brothers Tour Bus Company. So without all right. So the pilot, Andrew Aycock, took the plane in his second flight with Randy Rhoads, Rachel Youngblood, who's Ozzy's hairstylist, and Aycock in the air for to show off in the air, right? So the pilot had just clipped the tour bus, and the left wing broke into two parts. The plane spiraled out of control. Here's what goes: the tour bus, boom, plane spirals out of control. It crashed into the garage of a mansion. Here's that close up. Here's another picture of the mansion. It burst into flames, killing all aboard instantly. They were all identified by their dental records. The aftermath, the pilot, all right, here's like most of that day. There's like, all right, what do we got here? Anyways, there we go. That's like the crew, one of the crew members with like Randy Rhoads, the last picture known. Yeah, so boom, and then there's Randy Rhoads right there. Where was it? Yeah, the aftermath. The pilot autopsy tested positive for cocaine. Rhoads just had nicotine in his in his blood system, and a National Safety Board investigation revealed that Aycock's flying license had expired. Rudy Sarzo left crazy to join Quiet Riot. He couldn't bear to be in the band without Randy Rhoads. Yeah. So, Diary of a Madman tour. They were on the Diary of a Madman tour. So Brad Gillis from Night Ranger and Bernie Torme had to fill in as Randy's replacements. So yeah, his mostly like Randy's influences. All right, so here's his guitars. Flying V Polka Dot. His guitars were 1974 Gibson Les Paul Fender Stratocaster, 1957 Cuban Les Paul standard pickups DiMarzio, Seymour Duncan, pedals NXR Distortion, Dunlap Crybaby, wah-wah amplifiers, 100-watt Marshall. Randy's influences included Leslie West, Richard Blackmore, Michael Schenker, and Gary Moore. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on October 30th, 2021, posthumously. But yeah, that was like a deadly crash. The crash, they were in let's say my thumb is the tour bus, the wing clipped the tour bus, bam, whoa, careened out of control into a mansion, in the garage of a mansion. And yeah, that's the whole mansion right there. Like, holy shit. So it was game over for Randy Rhoads. And here's a few more pictures of him. So and his guitars. So the aftermath. There we go. So yeah, and I did post more of the plane crash on my Blogcast page and my Facebook pages. So look for it. All right. So, and it was pretty tragic. The rest of the Diary of the Madman tour seemed like a wake for Randy Rhoads. All right. So, anyways, yeah. All right. This is Big Jim Blogcast Live. Just checking a new phone notification. Oh, right on. We're recommending your page again. Right on. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, this is Big Jim Blogcast Live, version 8.0, episode 337, Sunday, March 15th, 2026, as we move on. Bongo. Okay, yeah. Ooh. Boom. All right. So, yeah. All right. Okay. So, anyways, Big Jim Blogcast Live, version 8.0, episode 337, Sunday, March 15th, 2026, as I got my craft beer for tonight, and joining that craft beer is a Hogan Monteo. All right, well, anyway, there we go. All right, I'll just remove that. Okay. So, anyways, there's a Hoya Montero cigar. And we've got, our Crown Royal. Oh, wait, we got the Big Jim Blogcast Live coffee mug, and in it is a harmonica. All right, there we go. Okay. We've got Crown Royal. All right, cheers. All right, and our craft beer for tonight, it is Beastmaster Coffee Stout by the River Run Brewery in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. They're just down the street from me. I'm trying this beer for the very first time today. I'll give it a little top up. I got to warn you guys, there might be a bit of a bathroom break for 3 seconds. So, and we're traveling all the way back to 19. Where are you? Whoa, 1982. All right, 44 years ago for the majority of this blogcast. So I'm trying this beer for the very first time tonight. Definitely a fall beer. This is, I can't see this being a spring summer beer, but definitely a fall beer, mid-morning beer. Just after, like, let's say you've been the night out before. You've been drinking a little bit. Hair of the dog beer. That's what this beer is good for. It's a good hangover beer. It's a good, when you go drinking past 11. It's a good mid-morning coffee beer. Good fall beer, and this would go good with like tomato soup. Or when you want to stay home, want to skip work, drink a few beers. This beer is for you and want to get awake. All right. So, yeah. All right. Like I said, I do give this a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. So if you're still here, sticking around, you want to throw out a number between 1 and 10, feel free to do so. So I'll just place this back here for now. As we get to... All right, we get to our... Okay. So, anyways, we get to our classic Legacy album. This would be Creatures of the Night. And it would be released October 28th, 1982. This is Kiss' 10th studio album. This was recorded at... I'm sorry, guys. I got to go for the... I'm going to get a little bit of a bathroom break in, so I'll be back. So... All right, I'm back, guys. All right, everybody. Okay, so we were talking about, all right. All right, we were talking about our classic Legacy album, Creatures of the Night by Kiss, Kiss's 10th studio album. They've still, by 1982, they still got the makeup on. Recorded from July to September of 1982 at the Record Plant Studios in Los Angeles, California. The people on the cover there, we've got the updated band. We've got the original Kiss, but Peter Criss left the band in 1980. So we've got new drummer Eric Carr right up here in the Fox mask. So band Kiss, Gene Simmons on bass vocals, Paul Stanley on rhythm guitar and vocals, Eric Carr on drums, Ace Frehley guitar, but there's a huge but here. Ace was in the band in name only. He had already left the band at this time. We had there was a new guy in the band, but they couldn't announce it contractually for obvious reasons. Vinnie Vincent as the Ankh, the Egyptian warrior. We've got an up-to-date version of the band right there. With producer Bob Ezrin. So there's the band right there. It's 1982 and they're still in makeup. Ace Frehley is on the cover, but he's only there in name only as he left the band. But Creatures of the Night, Kiss's 10th studio album. It's last for Casablanca Records, as it's dedicated to the memory of Casablanca founder Neil Bogart, who died of cancer during the Creatures of the Night sessions. This is the last album with Ace Frehley, as he's credited with being an official member, but he didn't play. Also, yes, he did not play on the album, but his face is on the cover for commercial and contractual reasons. Finally, Freely wanted the band to do a heavy rock record after the pop-sounding Dynasty. After the albums Unmasked and The Elder tanked, went flopped in the U.S. He left Kiss disillusioned with the band. His lead guitar replacement, as was this guy, Vinnie Vincent. Ace had left the band, so So Vinnie Vincent is an Ankh Egyptian makeup, Dynasty, The Elder. The albums Dynasty, Unmasked, The Elder, and the Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park movie, and endless merchandising, all alienated fans from the band. So, and also, Kiss had a key man clause in the Casablanca recording contract. If Neil Bogart ever left or sold Casablanca Records, which he did sell to Polygram, Kiss was free to leave the band. They left and they signed a multi-million-dollar contract with Mercury Records. They were trying to rebuild their fan base with like this album. Gwen, I see you're just watching. All right. So, anyways, yeah. So we've got like. We've got like side 1, Creature of the Night, Satan Sinner, Keep Me Coming, Rock and Roll Hell, Danger. Side 2, I Love It Loud, I Still Love You, Killer, War Machine. Produced by Michael James Jackson, Paul Stanley, and Gene Simmons. Now, a little bit of side note here. Casablanca Records was also home to Donna Summer and the Village People back in the 70s. So, and Kiss was no stranger to them. Now, all songs were written. They've got Bryan Adams and Jim Valance wrote Rock and Roll Hell. Co-write, Vinnie Vincent gets co-writes on I Love It Loud, I Still Love You, Killer. The cool songs on this album were like I Love It Loud and War Machine. War Machine, a cool Gene Simmons song. If you see, I posted the video for I Love It Loud. The video for MTV, Ace is barely shown. Only 5 seconds of Ace Frehley appears in the video. They heavily edited his appearance out. Wow. Talk about, they must have been pissed off at him big time, because Paul Stanley in the video performs the guitar solo instead of Ace. So, but yeah, they do a tour for Creatures of the Night. Creatures of the Night surprisingly went gold, 500,000 copies sold in the U.S. alone. Number 45 on the U.S. Billboard album chart. Billed as the 10th anniversary for the Creatures of the Night tour. 56 shows, including 4 Canadian dates. 9 canceled because of poor ticket sales. Opening acts were Night Ranger, Molly Hatchet, and Motley Crue. Tour ends June 25th, 1983. Vinnie Vincent was a last-minute replacement for Ace Frehley. Vinnie Vincent didn't get along at all with Gene Simmons or Paul Stanley. Disputed his contract and pay would go down. This dispute over his contract go on after a year. After the tour, Kiss would go to start recording their 11th studio album, but will make a career change anyways, a gamble. All right, so, and they did the unmasking, and here's what they look like unmasked. Oh my goodness. There's Vinnie Vincent, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Eric Carr. They ain't pretty boys, I can tell you that. But the makeup was fading. After that, his replacement didn't work out. His replacement was Mark St. John. It didn't work out, so they went to Bruce Kulick. This is still a good kick-ass album. Creatures of the Night is still a good kick-ass album from Kiss. It basically cool songs on here were I Love It Loud, War Machine, and so it's basically, to me, the rest is all filler. So if you get a chance, you see this in a record shop or a Goodwill, pick it up, because it's a good album. So anyways, yeah. All right. Because I'm a war machine. All right. So, place that over there as we are time traveling back to 1982, 44 years ago. Hey, baby. So, anyways, my wife's dancing around here somewhere. Mm. Mm. As I did post, like, I Love It Loud. Here's like, yeah. And I still don't know why people like this guy. I mean, to me, he's a flake, and he's transitioning into a woman, I guess. I mean, and he's still, yeah. So, Vinnie Vincent, bad choice for the band. Writes great songs, but bad choice for the band. So, that's my opinion. But, yeah, I did post, like, more Preacher of the Night interviews with Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. I Love It Loud and War Machine on my blogcast page, my Facebook page. And so look for it. It's the So anyways, yeah. So anyways, all right. I want to remind you guys that Big Jims Blogcast Live is not spam. The audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all these audio listening platforms. Which is your podcast too, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at YouTube.com. I want to give shouts out to everybody watching the Sarnia and Port Elgin groups. Sarnia rocks, Michelle, you guys rock. All the pop culture, retro, classic, vintage, nostalgia, yesteryear groups. All the Van Halen, Kiss, hard rock, Randy, Rhoads, hair metal, classic rock groups, craft beer, cigars, sci-fi, Star Wars, Star Trek, pro wrestling, blog and vlog groups, classic TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Rubik's, and Dallas Cowboys groups. So, yes, and my craft beer for tonight, we've got accompanying it is our cigar, the Hoya de Montera Habana. Accompanying that, oh yeah, all right, Blogcast harmonica. All right. Accompanying that is our Crown Royal. So, all right. And Beastmaster Coffee Stout is our craft beer for tonight. Give this a little top up. All right. So, anyways, yes, this is by the River Run Brewery in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. This, okay. So far, this is a fall beer. This goes good with tomato soup. It's got that coffee aftertaste to it, malted barley aftertaste to it. River Run Brewery, right beside the Tin Fiddler, in the Tin Fiddler, downtown Sarnia. They've got, all right. Yeah, it goes good with tomato. It would go good with tomato soup or any kind of soup. It's a good morning after beer. You're partying the night before. You want to shake your hangover off. This one's, you can start this at 11. Or if you want to, it's a good Ferris Bueller's Day Off beer. If you want to take the day off for school or college or work. And if you want to give it a rating, I do give this a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. So if you're still here sticking around, you want to throw out a number between 1 and 10, feel free to do so. So I'll just place this back here. All right. Okay, people. All right, we're going to get to my most favorite time in the blogcast. It is this week in Van Halen history. All right. We cover all the eras of the band. We've got like the David Lee Roth era. We've got the Sammy Hagar era. We've got the Gary Cherone era. We've got the Wolfgang Van Halen era. Here we go. March 9th, 1984, Van Halen play the Gardens in Cincinnati, Ohio. March 9th, 1988, David Lee Roth plays the Seasons Winter Center in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. March 10th, 1978, Van Halen play the Masonic Auditorium in Detroit, Michigan. March 10th, 2020, David Lee Roth opens for Kiss at the United Sports Arena in Lubbock, Texas. March 11th, 1978, Van Halen's debut album lands on the 149 spot in the Billboard album chart. March 11th, 2012, Van Halen played at TD Garden Center in Boston, Massachusetts. March 11th, March 11th, 1984, Van Halen played at the Civic Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. March 12th, 2007, Van Halen are inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Only Sammy Hagar and Michael Anthony show up. March 12th, 1978, Van Halen opened for Journey at the Illinois Theater in Homestead, Pennsylvania. March 12th, 1998, Van Halen premieres Van Halen 3 with Gary Cherone in an MTV Network special live from Billboard in Hollywood, California. March 13th, 1984, Van Halen played the Horizon in Rosemont, Illinois. March 13th, 2012, Van Halen played the Verizon Windows Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire. March 14th, 1985, Van Halen releases the song Can't Stop Lovin' You. March 15th, 1984, Sammy Hagar releases his Best of Unboxed CD. March 15th, 1979, Sammy Hagar opens for Boston at the station in Chicago, Illinois. And that is it for this week in Van Halen history. All right. Boom. Okay. So, all right. Okay. Yeah, and that is it. So, anyways, yes. So, all right. And if you guys ever want to call me up on the hotline, 1-800-867-5309, toll free to call on your rotary phone or your cell. How's that beer working out? We love the blogcast. You get me live, 1-800-867-5309, toll free to call. All right. So, anyways, all right, I'm going to rate the beer here in a couple of seconds here. All right, so yeah, I could go, like I said, when I rate the beer, here's my rating system. 10 to 1, there we go. All right, so yeah. So anyways, before I do that, I'm going to give my final thoughts on this beer. This beer, accompanied by a good cigar, Ahoy, Montana. And accompanied that is our Crown Royal Vanilla, or Crown Royal, sorry. We've got the Blogcast coffee mug here. Ooh. All right. So, anyways, anybody wants to throw in a number between 1 and 10, feel free to do so. So, anyways, I'm going to give this a top up. I'm going to offer my final thoughts on this beer. So, this is a good end of summer fall beer. Now, this is a good hangover beer. It's got the coffee aftertaste to it. You want to shake off your hangover, a little bit of hair of the dog. Look at that. Look at the texture of that. This beer is for you. It would go good with tomato soup. Would go good with like garden salad. It's like it's a me day beer. Whenever you want to skip school or work, this beer is for you. So, all right. So I thought long and hard about this. All right. So what am I going to give it? That's being kind. Not that. Not that. Not that. No. All right. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. So anyways, I'll write that in. All right. So I'm going to give that a 5 out of 10. And where does that land us on our chart? All right. Read that. Average, tastes like every other craft beer, drinkable, but that's it. So, yeah. And that was like, it's there we go. A 5 out of 10 on this beer. So, for that, yes. All right. So, anyways. Cheers, everybody. So we place this back here for now. All right, as we travel back in time to the for most of this blogcast in 1982, which was 44 years ago this month. So, yeah. And I've also been getting, like, requests for t-shirts. If you want a t-shirt like mine, Big Jim Blogcast Live coffee mug with the logo on the back, the baseball jersey, or the classic design, or a plain white t-shirt or tank top, any design, you inbox me on my regular page or my blogcast page. They are $35, shipping and handling included, 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. I will with an e-transfer or money order, and I will do my best to get that out to you as soon as possible. So, all right. I'm going to give you guys an inspirational, motivational quote right now. Never wait for the perfect moment. Use the moment and make it perfect. And that's by Unknown. Boom. Bam. All right. If you guys wanted to call me up, dispute that craft beer rating, or just say hi, toll free to call on your rotary phone, your cell, 1-800-867-5309. And yeah, so anyways, it is toll free to call, and there we go, 1-800-867-5309. All right, bam. As promised, I'm going to do a 10 gong salute to Mr. John Belushi. All right, where is he? All right, a 10 gong salute at the end of the blogcast to Miss Jennifer Runyon and John Belushi. So, all right, so here we go. All right. There we are. 10 gong salute to Miss Jennifer Runyon and Mr. John Belushi. All right. So, anyways, yeah. This is Big Jim Blogcast Live, version 8.0, episode 337, Sunday, March 15th, 2026. All right. So, as we okay. So, that's it for me, people. Want to remind you that Big Jim Blogcast Live is not spam. The audio version goes out later tonight on all these audio listening platforms, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your audio listening podcast. I got my own YouTube channel, Big Jim Blogcast Live at youtube.com. You can shout out to be watching the Sarnia Port Elgin groups. Michelle, you guys rock. Sarnia rocks. All the pop culture, retro classic vintage nostalgia yesteryear groups. All the Van Halen, Kiss, Randy, Rhoads, hard rock, emerald classic rock groups, craft beer, cigars, sci-fi, Star Trek, Star Wars, pro wrestling, blog and vlog groups, other TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Dallas Cowboy groups. Our birthday shout-out, Steve Kiernan, Mary Beth Arvi, Beverly Susanna Eichler, Shannon Sheriffs, Jennifer Balcourt, Brittany Lucas, Carrie Race. We gave a 5 out of 10 to the Beastmaster Coffee Stout, River Run Brewing in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. We did salutes to Jennifer Runyon, John Belushi. We talked about Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Tales of the Gold Monkey, our wrestler Randy Hogan, our classic Cowboy-Alan Veingrad. Our Rockstar Plane Crashes, Randy Rhoads, our classic albums, Creatures of the Night by Kiss, This Week in Van Halen History, and our quote, never wait for the perfect moment. Use the moment and make it perfect, by Unknown. So thank you, everybody. You're probably not going to see me next weekend. So, yeah, you'll see me the following weekend. So thank you for ending your weekend with me. Yeah. And, so anyways, we got this beer. I'm going to finish off this beer. All right. So, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Cheers, everyone. All right. So. All right. Cheers, everyone. And I'm out of here. So, be good. And, so anyways, for Big Jim Blogcast Live, I'm Jim. This is Big Jim Blogcast Live 8.0, 337, episode 337, Sunday, March 15th, 2026. Catch you on the flip side, everybody.